Let's imagine we have a large number. The number is
923,645.018.
That is a big number. It's also a very precise number, and you'll notice I've been careful to ensure that there were no digits written twice, just to avoid confusion. You see those two words I just used? The word number, which means the whole thing, and the word digit, which are rather like the letters you get making up a word. The digits are the items themselves, the single values themselves, and the number is the whole thing. Now we can talk about the value of the number, and we can also talk about the value of each digit. Now if I want to know the value of the digit 2 or the digit 1 or the digit 4, I'd have to think about where those digits lie with relation to the rest of the number. So we need some labels, and this is why we call it place value. The place that the digit lies gives it its intrinsic value. So here the first digit that occurs in the whole number region to the left of the decimal, that is called the units column. And moving left, the next column is the tens column, and then the next one after that is hundreds, and then we have thousands. And you can see the pattern, we're just adding a 0 on each time. Each place value goes up by what's called one order of magnitude. So the 2 was under the 10,000ths, and the 9 must be under the 100,000ths. 100,000s. To the right of the decimal point is when we're in the less than 1 region, the fractional region. So then we have our first place value is the tenths, and then we have the hundredths, and then we have the thousandths. Now this pattern exists regardless of what number we put in there. We could have chosen any number, and we just, as long as we align them in the same way, we can then talk about the values of the different numbers. So for example, the digit 3 is worth, well, what is it worth? 3 is in the column called thousands, so it's worth 3,000. Of course I could have written that just as 3,000. The digit 1 is worth 1/100th, and I think already you get the idea. You can either talk about its value using a number or using words. What is important is that you understand the order in which text takes place. You do not build up from the left or from the right. You start from with the decimal, you start from the decimal point and move left and move right. And if we only had a whole number, we'd start from the right hand side, from the units column, and it always goes units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s and 100,000s. If you think about the units, it's really just the ones, but for some reason we don't use the word one, we just use the word unit. It's just a convention. I'm putting in some commas there just to make the whole thing a little clearer, and hopefully that gives you some idea about place value. Now, a word of warning: if you had a number which had digits mentioned more than once, so for example, if I had the number 421.824, well, a couple of these digits, the digit 2 and the digit 4, occur twice. So they might say something like, what is the value of the leftmost 4, or what is the value of the digit 2 that occurs in the decimal region. They would have to give you information that tells you which letter, which digit they are talking about. But as long as one is clear with language, then you'll be okay. But that's all there is to it as regards place value. And of course, place value is important to understand intuitively when we do things like adding, subtracting and multiplying using the column method. Thank you.